The sky that morning was a dull, lifeless gray, as if even the heavens were mourning. The soft toll of church bells echoed in the distance. Slow, heavy, final. A small crowd gathered in silence, dressed in black, their heads bowed. But among them stood a little girl who looked far more broken than anyone else. Emily. Clutching a worn teddy bear tightly against her chest, she stood beside her father's coffin, the only person who had ever truly loved her. He was her storyteller, her protector, her safe place. And now, he is gone. As the coffin was lowered into the ground, Emily's small body trembled. Each shovel of dirt that hit the wood sounded like a piece of her heart breaking forever. She didn't cry loudly anymore. Sometimes pain becomes too deep for tears. If you believe that even in the darkest moments, kindness can still change a life, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Warriors. Because stories like this matter. As the mourners slowly walked away, whispering about fate and loss, Emily stayed behind. Alone. Or at least, she thought she was. Standing just a few steps behind her was her stepmother. Dressed in black, playing the role of a grieving widow. But her eyes held no sadness. Only coldness. Only resentment. She had never wanted Emily. Never accepted her. And now, with her father gone, there was nothing stopping her anymore. The moment they returned home, everything changed. The house that once felt warm turned into something unfamiliar, something cruel. Drawers were opened violently. Clothes were thrown out carelessly. A small suitcase was stuffed and dragged across the floor. Emily stood frozen, confused and scared. "Please, Mommy." "I'll be good," she whispered, her voice shaking. But kindness was never something her stepmother understood. Without warning, a bucket of icy water was poured over her head. Emily gasped, her tiny body shivering as tears mixed with the cold droplets running down her face. Her suitcase was thrown outside. And then came the words that cut deeper than anything else. "You don't belong here anymore." The door slammed shut. And just like that, she was alone. Neighbors watched. Some whispered. Some looked away. But no one stepped forward. Not a single person. Until a black car slowly pulled up near the driveway. The door opened. A tall man stepped out, dressed in a sharp suit, but there was something different about him. It wasn't his wealth. It was his eyes. They held something rare. Compassion. His name was Alexander. And in that moment, his life was about to change too. He had been passing by, heading to an important meeting. But one glance at the scene, a helpless child abandoned on the ground, and everything else stopped mattering. Because he had seen that pain before. He had lived it. Without hesitation, he walked toward her. Emily looked up, her tear-filled eyes searching for hope, for someone, anyone. For a split second, she imagined it was her father coming back. But instead, it was someone new. Someone who would change her life forever. Alexander knelt beside her, not caring that his expensive suit touched the wet ground. Gently, he placed his hand on her shoulder and said, "This ends today. No one will ever hurt you like this again." Those words didn't just comfort her. They saved her. Her stepmother stormed outside, furious, shouting, calling Emily a burden. But Alexander didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. "Anyone who can abandon a child like this," he said firmly, "does not deserve to be called a mother." Then he added, "I will take her." Silence filled the air. Even the crowd that had gathered stood frozen. This wasn't just a moment. It was a turning point. Her stepmother, realizing she had lost control, turned away and slammed the door shut again. But this time, that sound didn't mean rejection. It meant freedom. Alexander picked up her suitcase. He gently handed her teddy bear back to her. And for the first time that day, Emily felt safe. If this moment touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to Kindness Warriors and share this story. You never know who might need a reminder that kindness still exists. The days that followed were not easy. Emily carried scars no one could see. She woke up from nightmares, afraid it was all temporary, afraid she would be abandoned again. But Alexander stayed. Every single day. He didn't just give her a home. He gave her time. He gave her patience. He gave her love. He read her bedtime stories, just like her father once did. He sat beside her when she cried. He reminded her again and again. You are wanted. Slowly, very slowly, the broken little girl began to heal. Her laughter returned. Her eyes began to shine again. And the town that once stayed silent finally began to notice. But this time, they weren't whispering about tragedy. They were talking about kindness. Months later, on a peaceful afternoon, Emily stood once again at her father's grave. But this time, she wasn't alone. She placed fresh flowers gently and whispered, "Don't worry. I'm okay now." A few steps behind her stood Alexander, watching quietly, giving her space, but ready if she needed him. The sunlight broke through the clouds. And for the first time since that dark day, Emily smiled. Because she had learned something powerful. Family isn't always the one you are born into. Sometimes, it's the one that finds you when you need it the most. Before you go, tell us in the comments. What does kindness mean to you? Your words might give someone hope today. And remember, even the smallest act of kindness can change someone's entire world.